Just a quick note before we jump into this brand new season and this new episode. We wanted to take a moment and dedicate this first episode to longtime stranger friend who sadly passed while we were on hiatus. Gorgeous. This episode is for you.
I cannot stop. I cannot stop laughing.
Uh-oh. Why?
So I just can't recover. It's so funny. It's not funny, but it's so funny. This
Well, tell me, I want to laugh. What's going on?
It's not funny. It's funny. It's not funny. We had, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, had a really intense conversation, and, it just felt more intense than all the other conversations. And maybe that's just because we're in a weird, space in life. We've been married 50,000 years. We have a high school student now. He's changing, career lanes, and a lot's going on. So, I feel like we're just constantly in a pressure cooker, as anybody who's been married for a long time, there are ebbs and flows. Anyway, one of our conversations wasn't awesome. It was fucking not awesome. And and bless his heart, he, you do the imaginary referee comes in, and one person goes to this section of the house and the other person goes to this section of the house. And, you hope that by the evening or the next day, at least, that, we can all pretend this conversation just didn't happen and move on. Or we be mature adults and we try to have a conversation about the conversation.
Oh, I like pretending it didn't happen.
Yeah, same. So, this is old people marriage shit, so. Yeah. The way I'm talking about it sounds like it's devastating, but it's actually very normal. And if you're not having these conversations in a long-term marriage, then you're not communicating, and that's even weirder. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy for all you people that are just coasting and happy all the motherfucking time, but shit ain't really like that. But anyway, each person carries their own frustrations, and those frustrations bubble over, and then you have to talk to your person about what you need. Anyway, we're both feeling really bad about it, and hours later he comes into the room. It's, what I'm talking about, after one of those where, like, the house
somebody's got to be the one to break.
Yep, where the house feels gloomy.
Yeah.
The kids are all off in their room like, dang, that was not a good one.
Yeah, at least one of my children has already come up to me and said, "Are you going to get a divorce?" I was like, bro, if that's what it takes for us to divorce, like, I don't know what we're doing here. No, we're not going to divorce, but we just have big feelings right now.
Yes. And it's, we're smart enough to not have the knockdown drag out shits loud enough that, they can hear. But, your kids do feel energies in the home, whatever. So this was one of those. This was one of those. He comes into the room real quiet, like, because, I get the master bedroom suite. Okay, you're going to take whatever you have going. You're going out there.
He has a whole studio. He can go
Correct.
down there.
Go down there and do whatever you want to do. You can play drums all night. I will quietly seethe over here. So, I'm doing my mindless scrolling.
Yeah.
And my tossing and my turning. And, like, wondering who's going to break. Like, what could you possibly be coming in here for? So there's a little... tiny tap at the door. You see, it's not funny, but it's funny.
No, but it's funny because you kind of want to smile because you think that it's adorable, but also you're remembering about how angry you were.
Yeah.
So you're like, but I have to keep my face right so that
yes,
he has to work for this.
Yes, I have to stay mad. So he goes, he sits on the edge of the bed real, like he could fall off at it. Yes. Like, it's like a half a butt cheek on the bed. Like, let me not invade her space. He knows. Sits on the edge and, he starts, gently rubbing my leg and is like,
"Aww,
babe, I found this app." I was like, oh, Lord. No, hear me out. And I was like, what app, please? He's like, well, I'll put it on my phone and then you put it on your phone and like, I'm going to invite you to it. And I was like,
yeah."
So he puts the app on his phone and then it sends me a link to add the app on my phone and it's called Paired. And I realize now that once I get into the story, there's no hope of us ever getting a sponsorship with them. So like, I'm going to just keep it all the way funky.
Call the company out by name.
Paired Premium, $14.99 a month.
$14.99 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an app that you have to subscribe to.
Yes.
And you've created a family account then? Yes.
Yeah, and the point of it is that you and your partner both do this app and you take little quizzes and you answer little questions and then you can see each other's answers and it sparks conversations and, it's supposed to be very warm, fuzzy and, the app wants access to your camera roll. Bitch, no. Yeah, because you got to
a little personal.
Post a photo of a memory you had, right?
Yeah.
So he sends it to me and I start clicking around. I'm trying to start logging in, whatever. And I said, 14.99 though. And he goes, well, it's 7 days free. And I was like, bitch, I don't even need 7 days. I need about 7 minutes with this thing. I can tell you right now, I don't like it. He's like, babe, like, come on. Like, you got to give it a chance. And I was like, you've given it a chance. He's like, look, for example, I'm going to take this quiz. I'm like, okay. You know what? It's cute. It's very sweet that he went on the internet and tried to find a little mini solution.
How do I reconnect with my wife?
Correct.
Question mark.
Google. Exactly. Wife is big mad. What can I do? Don't want to pay $179 a month for therapy. Therapy didn't really work.
I'd like to know what Google automatically populated into the.
It literally sent him this first because he logged right in. He didn't look for other solutions.
He's like, "You done fucked up, AA Ron."
Yes.
Give us your $14.99.
Justin Oi, here you go. So I'm digging around and getting in the app. $14.99. He's like, babe, I'll give you $14.99. And I was like, yeah, because I'm not paying for this. So I'm already not. He's like, babe, your energy though. Like I'm trying to have a solution. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. So
wait, question. Do you both have to pay $14.99 or it's $14.99 for one?
Okay. And when I had asked that,
that makes a difference.
I was like, so we going 30 in on this shit or? I was like, because Zoom don't even cost that much. And so I'm getting real.
Oh, no.
I'm getting really, like, annoyed. I was like, really, $30? Like, honestly, it would have been easy. Like, if you would have just taken me to Ruth's Chris, like, dead ass. Like, we're going to spend $30 on this. He's like, you didn't even open it. Babe, like, give it a chance. Like, he's trying to be really sweet. And I was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me give this stupid ass app a chance. He's like, well, that's not... So, we're now in the app.
Yeah.
And, we're learning it because, there's a learning curve too. So, like, I answer some questions. I'm like, well, I just pressed this button and what happened? He's like, I don't know. Go here. He's like, did you click this? So now we're old and we're trying to figure out the app, which is already...
But you're working as a team. Look at that.
Yes, it could become a fight at any moment. I fucking clicked that. So... We're in the app and we're answering questions and, at first glance, they're really cute. So the first thing was favorite things. So really simple, cute. And so I should also tell you that the app is set up with all these emojis, and it looks really adolescent and cute, but we're 50. It's fine. I was like, I'm gonna let that go. So it's like, here, play a game. And then like, there's no winning and there's no losing, but you have to answer the question. Your spouse answers the question, and then you guys compare your answers. The spouse also kind of like the what's that marriage game they used to have where they had that really good
like
Sharpie marker
the
with the font
game?
Yes. So you had to guess what your spouse would guess about you. So there's layers to this, right? So it starts off really cute. Let's play a game of guessing your favorite things. Number 1, it's movie night. What would your partner pick? And then it gives you a list of movies that you have to choose from, right? And they're like Lord of the Rings, 28 Days Later, this and that. And it had like When Harry Met Sally. And I guess like I don't want to see none of that shit, but I picked the one that I could handle because me. I don't want to look at no fucking warlords and all that shit. So I picked When Harry Met Sally, and I said that he would pick Lord of the Rings, and of course I was right, but he thought that I would pick 28 Days Later. And so then you have to discuss your answers. I was like, why do you think that I would pick 28 Days Later? He's like, I don't know, like destruction. I was like, but why do you think that I would never pick that? And so like this app that's supposed to be bringing us together,
it's actually driving a giant wedge into your marriage.
I'm like, he's like, what the fuck is a Harry Met Sally? Why would I think you're pick who the fuck is Harry? I was like, okay.
It's iconic, Justin.
He's like, yeah, but you wouldn't pick that. And I was like, I wouldn't, but of the choices, that's the one. He's like, okay, well,
yeah.
He said there's no right or wrong answers. Like, relax. Okay. Number 2, a fire breaks out. Which would your partner grab first? Your answer about Justin. I think Justin is a pragmatic guy. So I said that Justin Beck is going to try to save us. My husband loves us. We've built this home together. I say that he's going to choose a fire extinguisher. No, I got that wrong. He would not. He wouldn't try to save us with a fire extinguisher. So now I'm like, you didn't pick the fire extinguisher? Like, you're just going to let us...
Wait, what did he choose?
He chose passport. Sir, don't nobody got time to be grabbing that paperwork.
If you're not going to need it if you're dead inside the burned down house.
Correct. But the fucked up part is I really picked passport, right? And then I was mad. I was mad.
You're 0 for 2 at this point.
Yes, he said that I would pick family photos. Sir, I don't want that. I got all of them on the cloud. So we got that wrong.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, you and your partner win a free gift. What does your partner pick? I said that Justin would pick money. He said that I would pick money. You know what? We're doing great. That's one thing we got right. And they say most people divorce over money, but here Justin and I are like, give us the money. That's the one we got right. Okay. It's a brand new year. Which season is your partner most excited about? Right? Justin's answer about you, spring. Your answer about Justin, I said fall. He said that. And now he's getting in a spirited debate with me. He's like, why would you think I would pick fall? I was like, you know what? I don't fucking know. The leaves are turning. You wear 2 coats sometimes. You like to layer. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. He's like, but I like spring. You should know I like spring. I was like, how the fuck would I know?
Justin doesn't strike me as a spring person.
Thank you. He strikes me as a person.
It feels like too cute.
Correct. So I said fall because it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
He can start wearing his boots. He wears his layers.
Right.
He looks mean under his little beanie. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like a sexy fall look. That's what I was thinking too. Spring is so like, do you want to go fucking frolicking in a fucking field of tulips in Sweden? What the fuck?
Yeah, totally. Flowers and bunny rabbits and little chicks. That's like not Justin Beck in my mind.
Thank you. So anyway, you get the point. We're failing this test miserably. We each got 2 out of 5 correct, so we were at least aligned with how wrong we were.
Yeah.
And that was the first day of owning the app. And I said, if we're gonna have it for 7 days, we have to do it every day. And he's like, come on, B. And, you're supposed to really just do one a day and then sit and talk about it, So, the next day we open the app. He brings me a cup of coffee. We still haven't had a conversation about the conversation, but we're doing the app, okay?
Yeah.
Each day we're doing the app. Each day the questions are getting kind of like fucking weirder.
Oh, no.
So the next one is, simple thing. How do you appreciate being told bad news? If one aspect of your partner's personality never changed, what would you hope it would be? And then I wrote about him, tenacity. He sets his mind to something and sees it through. But then he just didn't answer the quiz, so I never got to know what the fuck he thought about me.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm sitting in the inbox, like, waiting for the little...
You're left unread.
Yes! And I was like, okay, well, so this ain't working out. Because I said all this nice shit about him. So then... the app is driving us apart. It's already not looking good, and we're approaching the 7th day.
Honestly, I kind of want to download it.
It's so bad. So now, we're doing it, whatever, and then one comes up, and it's like, cute or corny? Again, we had a draw. We each got 1 out of 5 correct about each other. Every day we fail these tests. Your partner thinks double dates are, and you can choose kind of cute, really cute, super corny, whatever. We said kind of cute. We got a match on that. Your partner thinks calling each other my better half is. I said so cute. Justin Beck said that I'd be like, nah, fuck that, kind of corny. Why? Like, you just think I'm a really bad person? Your partner thinks celebrating the anniversary of your first kiss is. I said kind of corny. He said that I would say kind of cute. I was like, you know what? This app is only showing me that we don't know each other at all. And I think that we need to get to the bottom of that. So now we're having an argument. He's like, I was like, Justin, do you even know what day we had our first kiss? He's like, no, but I figured you do. And I was like, I don't. I really don't. Anyway, we got all these answers. Your partner thinks finishing each other's sentences is. I said so cute. He said kind of corny. I was like, okay, you know what? And then we're also getting confused as wait, you said that, but you said this about me. Like, so now we're like, it's just getting very confused.
Oh, God.
Next day we open the app. And this is where things start falling apart. And the question is, our podcast is rated explicit?
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, did it get to a sexy question?
Bruh. This motherfucker said, would you rather wear a strap-on and peg your partner or have your partner wear one and peg you? To which I
Did
said,
you say, ma'am, know your audience?
To which Justin Beck replied, not applicable here.
Wow, we went from like remembering our first kiss to fucking pegging. I'm
sorry,
really
Amanda.
Hard.
I started at the least explicit one. That's what you're not understanding.
Oh, God.
So I replied, no thanks, cool app. Okay.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, let's just at least try to finish the quiz, because I'm deleting the app. This is fucking outrageous. And I was like, and you're Venmoing me $15. I'm so fucking pissed. So it starts off with, which of your partner's outfits makes you want to jump their bones whenever they wear it?
What?
Yeah, so I'm thinking in my mind, I'm seeing my husband, in a very limited Rolodex of outfits, right?
I was going to say he has a outfit.
Yeah, correct. And so when he's fresh and clean, that's the outfit. I want to fuck him when he's wearing that outfit, but it's his clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to imagine my husband in like a Speedo to like get there. You know what I mean? So I put his current black tee, his Nike Tech, his quilted jacket, and clean fingernails. That for me is like, yeah, that one's right there. That's for me. This motherfucker put that blue lingerie thing with the cutout boobs.
Do you own something like that, or do you just make it up?
But he spelled boobs. BOOBZ. And I'm like, what the fuck outfit is that?
Like you would put that on for any other reason that wasn't associated for fucking. Thank you. Just walked out and served children breakfast.
Thank you, Amanda. Okay. Women are from fucking Venus. Listen to me. That's exactly what I was like, why would you go there? I was thinking
what that outfit is for.
I was thinking, why didn't you say, I love it when she wears, a Bad Brains t-shirt with a little slip skirt and her little mom Reeboks, or I love it when she wears her cute little Batsheva dress with her fucking Crocs, whatever it is. You don't see me in my everyday life as your wife and as the mother of your children and think, that's my fucking wife, she's beautiful, we did this, we're here for 16 years, I love everything about this modest woman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's not what you immediately went, that blue thing with titties out? Like, what the fuck? So when we had to sit and discuss this question, I was like... I'm like, why did he's like, but that's the outfit I thought of though. I was like, I understand. But what I'm saying is, when I think of you in your everyday wear, and I think, wow, what a keeper I have. Look at this cute guy. He's kept himself together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking to myself, he's a fashionable guy. Like, when I walk into a room full of moms and dads, I look around and I say, wow, I chose well. Mine's so cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
Uh-huh.
But that's not how he sees me. So I was like, okay, He's like, okay, well... He's like, fine. I mean, okay, I kind of get what you're saying. What's the next one? So the next question is, what sex act would you suggest to your partner if you knew you'd get a guaranteed yes?
Oh my gosh.
And he sent 2 emojis that ain't got no business being together. I was like, why would I agree to that? And I said, buy me flowers, a dress, a handbag, and shoes as foreplay. To which he replied with an upside down smiley face emoji. And he's like, you can't say that. He's like, that's not a sex act. I was like, that's literally a sex act. And he's like, no, it's not. I was like, that's foreplay. If you knew me, you would know what I'm currently interested in, which is finding the perfect ballet flat, finding the perfect bucket bag, finding the perfect everyday dress for my uniform. Like, yeah, you would buy those things, present them to me, and then it would be driver roll up the partition, please. That was the question that I answered. And I was like, you gave me 2 nasty ass emojis that I'm... Why are those even in your recents, sir? I don't... So this is the conversation. This is the conversation this app is sparking. So then the next question is, name one way in which your partner is better than your ex's. My response was, it's not information I can easily access. I'm being dead serious. Why the fuck would I be thinking about an ex in an app designed to make me think about your ass? Help me understand. And he responded, the best all around, no comparison, which of course he feels that way. I'm the one that you married. I picked you. So, the next question is, what do you imagine your partner thinks about when they're masturbating? Okay, you know what, app? I don't.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to know that.
I said, first of all, what if your partner, right, gives an answer that you are not, like, what? Why did you say that?
Oh gosh.
So this.
Yeah. What if it's not? Oh,
correct. And that wasn't the first of those. That was a doozy. I'm not even going to read the answers. So then the one of the answers was oh my God, what, the one that really, oh, I'm sorry. The one that really, I was like, okay, Justin Beck, you know what? Give me $30 for the time we wasted on this app. And I'm going to go review this app. I'm going to go give it a review. Because this could have opened a Pandora's box that could have caused irreparable damage to our marriage.
Oh no.
The motherfucking next question was, if you went to a sex party together, what the fuck's going on?
This app is hooded Kermit.
Dude,
holy
yes.
shit.
Would you rather watch would you rather watch others having sex or be watched by others? His response was, please get the fuck out of here. And my response was, absolutely the fuck not. Like, this keep.
Oh my God.
We're lucky that both of us are on the same page, though. So I imagine other couples who have had a dark conversation, who have then opened up this app and said, hey, babe, I was thinking maybe we should, work on our togetherness and work on our, communication by using this app. This app could cause harm. What if your person that you've been with for 10 years, 20 years, 25 years opens this app and is like, you know what? I would really like to explore going to a sex party. And then your partner's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I feel like that's the start of like a Lifetime movie, right? Like somebody's uncomfortable, somebody else goes, somebody dies. It's a whole thing. Like it's the beginning of a really terrible movie.
Yeah. So then the good news is the app did bring us together because we were both appalled.
Hopefully they're putting your $30 a month into escrow so you can withdraw it and then actually sign up for real therapy at the end of it. That's even the free, like, imagine what the paid questions are like.
Correct. I was like, babe. He's like, yo, this was the most vile. He's like, I don't understand. I was like, you're the one that brought this into our home. You brought this. You won't let me open a Ouija board, but you said go on ahead and play with Paired Premium, $14.99.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
I was just like, this shit has definitely gotten couples in a fight.
Oh, for sure.
This shit, because there's always going to be that couple that's like, does want to explore that and does want to, quote, open a relationship, and then they open the relationship, and then the next thing you know, shit is fucked up because she done found some better dick and now he's mad. We've seen it all on the Reddits, the am I the assholes, the this and the that.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I only kept the app on my phone specific so I can share the questions with you because I wasn't going to remember them. But yeah, the app's it's getting deleted after this conversation.
Oh my gosh. Well, now maybe I don't want to download it. I thought at first it sounded like a cute little fun exercise until we got into the nasty stuff. I'm good.
That's what I was. And then I was like, you know what, babe? Maybe we're squares. He's like, do you want to get your wife? You want to watch your wife get gangbanged at a sex party? He's like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, I don't, girl. Oh my God. Yeah. So,
wow.
We actually, what's funny about this whole thing is I've been wanting to have this conversation with you because he and I have been dying every day just talking about our experience with the app. And so our trial's not over yet. And then one of the questions was, and this is what brings me here. That's why I was late to the session. One of the questions was, upload a picture of a memory you guys would like to relive. I was like, no, I'm not giving you access to my camera roll, but thank you.
Ew, yeah.
But it was the question for the day. So I started going through my archives and, I started texting him photos. And then I found some pictures of me, that was pictures for the, that was in a folder. I started sending them and his response was, "What are all these selfies? Jesus." Right? Which was not the response.
Oh, no.
You're supposed to be like, yup, love this.
Right.
And then you could send those little nasty ass emojis. Now you don't have access to the nasty ass emojis suddenly. Suddenly that's not your response. And I was like, what, you don't want these photos? And so now I'm like, what the fuck? And he's not replying. And I'm just sitting there waiting for gray bubbles, like waiting for my compliments. Justin. You're not going to send a picture back. You're not going to say, he just want to know why I have so many selfies. And I was like, first of all, I don't have so many selfies. I went through a very small selection of the best photos I've ever taken in my life that no one's ever seen, that only you should have.
Yeah.
They're very sweet pictures. I finally get back to my phone because I saw that you had texted. To say that you were ready to start recording. And I see that he's finally responded. And I open, and this motherfucker has opened an app that distorts your selfies into whatever you want. And it's a selfie that made him a 400-pound man with winged eyeliner.
Oh,
and he
no.
And he said, sorry, it took me so long. I just wanted to reciprocate with my own sexy photos. And now he's bombarding my phone with these horrible photos of himself AI'd into something else. And I have been screaming. I have been dying for half an hour. And like, now I have to save these photos in the Justin folder because they're so fucking hilarious.
I love how this has just devolved into a whole new thing.
Oh, yeah. So with every ugly photo that he sends me of him, I send him another cute one of me. So it's like... Anyway, the moral of the story is, if you're having troubles in your marriage, definitely don't download, or maybe do. Download Paired and see where you all, where you shake out. Because...
Well... I mean, I feel like it started to bring you together, then it kind of took you apart. Like, we've been on a whole journey, and we're not even through. And now we're back together again, and we've joined together in our, our disbelief for how terrible this app is, but now we're sharing funny pictures. So I think that maybe this has been a real positive for you, Melissa.
Correct. I do. I think that ultimately, even though he doesn't want me to get gangbanged in front of an audience, I think that it's a gain. We're back together, and so.
Oh gosh! Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that they really should pay us for this ad.
I know, 100%. So if you do download Paired and you have to rate it, be like, I was sent here by Imperfect Strangers podcast because I had to see for myself.
Can you imagine?
I want you to just get it and start answering the questions. Honestly, it is so crazy.
Bro, as soon as we get off here, I'm totally going to download it.
Whew, okay. Cue music break. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. We need a break.
I'm like so hot. I gotta take off my Imperfect Strangers thing. Hold on. Whew. Okay, I got my body heat going.
All right. So what else is going on? What's going on with you?
Oh gosh, well, I as we were briefly texting last week, I attended a trip to Washington, D.C., which I was very excited about. I have never been to Washington, D.C. before. I was so pumped. I thought this is going to be an amazing experience with my child. I was sold a bill of goods about how my responsibilities as a chaperone were just basically to take head counts and make sure that my children got from point A to point B and into their rooms at night. And I thought, I've got 7 girls and 4 of them are my kid and her friends. And I have, 3 wild cards that I'm not familiar with, but I'm sure it's fine. Dude.
I'm already laughing because I can see it's going to be a problem.
I think I texted Chris an hour into the trip and I said, I have regrets. We hadn't even left the state of Ohio. And I was like, I've made a terrible mistake. And
not RAGRETS, regrets.
Regrets in a major way. And it really, I thought, okay, well, they're excited. We're on this bus. The bus that I was on was a co-ed bus. The other 2 buses were separated. One was boys, one was girls. And the way that the chaperoning shook out was that my girlfriend, who was the co-planner of this trip, she had boys and girls that she was in charge of. And we had a dad that had a group of boys. And so there was me. So it just made sense that this was a co-ed bus. But I was like, okay, these kids are excited. They're, some of them may be going away from their parents for the first time. I remember how that felt. Okay, so they're idiots, but we'll make it through. And then we get to the site of where Flight 93 crashed.
Oh, no.
And you can tell from the moment that we get off the bus and go, there's a small museum there. And then you can walk down. There's a beautiful path. You can walk down to the field. There's memorials and, all the little placards or what have you. And I watched kids just start taking selfies.
Oh, no.
And it felt so gross. And so I walked up and I was like, hey guys, I was like, maybe we don't and they're taking selfies facing towards the crash site. So if you've never been, you're just basically looking out onto this big field and they have certain markers and there's a stone that kind of marks where there was a huge crater in the ground from where the plane had crashed. And I was like, guys, I was like, this is kind of taking selfies at a cemetery. So can we just not?
Yeah.
But they haven't been taught how to act in public. And I am side-eyeing a lot of these people's moms the next time that I see them because holy fucking shit, these kids were bad. Oh, they were so bad.
Oh, they were mad that you said put your phone down?
They were mad, but they were bad, B-A-D.
Oh.
Bad. Don't know how to conduct themselves in public spaces, can't walk on a sidewalk and understand that there's other people that are walking in the other direction.
Oof.
Don't know how to hold their bodies in a museum or in the Capitol building, for fuck's sake. And we're wrestling and we are making loud noise and we are being reprimanded by patrons at the museum, people on the street. On the 3rd day, my tour guide, who was in charge of our bus, was standing next to me as we're waiting in line. And he says, hey, I overheard you talking to this other mom the other day. And I heard her say that you were embarrassed by how the kids were acting and that you were upset and not having a good time. And I was like, yeah. He was like, this is the worst group of kids I have ever had in my career as a tour guide. And I was like, wow, thank you.
Oh my God.
Also, yeah. Oh gosh. So,
and
this week I've just been recovering.
What can we attribute it to? We can't attribute it to, there wasn't that much of a learning loss over 2 years of the pandemic in terms of how to behave in a social setting. I know your daughter was looking at you oh my God. I know y'all were making eyeballs the whole time.
Well, that, and my girlfriend would stand up on the bus and she was poor thing, by day 2 she was worn thin and she swore at the kids at one point. She was like, get your shit together. She had lost it. And she sat down and she was like, well, I'm sure I'm going to get calls for swearing at the kids. I was like, listen, I said, I've heard them say worse stuff. And if anybody dares to call you, I swear to God, I will jump on that phone so fast and tell them how bad their kids are. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if a lack of self-control. Are they taking places? Like, a good majority of the kids that go to our school, their parents have money and access to travel them and to have taken them places where they are expected to act like human beings. It was so upsetting. And I looked at Quinn and I said, how do you do this every day? She was like, well, you just like, I guess you get used to it after a while. And she's like, I mean, sometimes it's kind of funny. And I was like, funny? Where? How? When? Like,
no, but
this is not.
Well, you see, I think that, and we've had this conversation a lot. There is a piece there, and everybody's always like, moms shouldn't judge other moms, and yes, we should.
Yes, we should.
Because I don't think your child should be acting like that. I told you, remember the time we went to DC, and I was like, some people, and I said the field trip at the, I think it was on our Patreon. At the
at the Holocaust Museum
and at the African American Museum. At the Holocaust Museum, the behavior was better, but I also was tucked away in a corner with a small child. But
yeah,
at the in the Black Museum, I was like, why are y'all getting talked to right now? Why do you not hold this place in reverence? I'm trying to understand.
Right. Oh my God.
And why, which you shouldn't have needed, but why wasn't there a conversation beforehand, before your group got in here, that there are people here that are experiencing this for the first time, as are you, who are going to be in an emotional place. So let's try to give everybody the space and the quiet that they need to consume this content and to consume these photos, these stories, this history. And you need to act with the proper, decorum.
Yeah.
And that was not given. I'm talking about, when teen boys like get a running start and then like tap the ceiling. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. Yeah, a doorway. They have to jump up and see if they can tap the doorway.
I don't understand it. And my kids, even little tiny Shira, knew that's not how you act up in here.
Right. Well, so when you say that they should have had that conversation, we did. So like before we got off at Flight 93's memorial, before we got off at Arlington, where else were we? There was something else that was like a sensitive topic, and we did tell the kids. And like by the time we got to Arlington, that was on day 3, that was on Sunday, and we were witnessing changing of the guard. And then 4 of our kids had the opportunity to lay a wreath, and we were basically like, guys, there are armed guards here. They will stop. Like our tour guide was like, they will stop exactly what they're doing, and they will call you out and they will make you leave. And so, we were trying to explain to them, like, have fun, enjoy your time, but also understand, like you said, that you don't know why people are here. You don't know their connection. Because we did like World War II memorials. We went to the Iwo Jima memorial. So like there were a lot of places where there was a potential for people to, be there with big feelings. We were in front of the Supreme Court building on day 1, or I guess technically day 2 at this point. And there was a group of people that were out there protesting for LGBTQ, equality and rights.
Yeah.
And folks that were pro-choice.
That is so good. I still love it, LGBTQ.
LGBTQ, I love it too. And so I positioned my body in between the group of kids and the people that were out protesting, because I was like, I know some asshat is going to say something. And I could see they were crowding these 2 women that were standing up against a fence, and they wanted to take a group picture of everybody. And all of a sudden these boys start shouting. One shouts, "Choose God." Somebody else shouts something. And I stood up and I was screamed. God. I was like, no. And I laid into these kids. And then as we were walking away, one of the dads was like, "Are you okay?" And I just like literally started crying. I was like, I hate it here. This is so,
dude,
this is terrible. He was like, "Do you want a tissue?" I was like, I've got some in my bag. And, you know, it's raining. I've got on a poncho. So I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm
And you were in the elements?
Oh, and then after that really solidified like what kind of weekend we were in for, because it was just downhill from there.
So
my kid is amazing.
Thank you.
Everybody else.
I really was just about to say, so you know now that you can send her off into the world and you do not have to worry about how she represents you.
No, and you know what? I texted her little best friend's mom. I texted the two other parents of the kids in my group who, like, I saw mostly because, like, some of them were, like, wanting to be off with other groups because there were boys or other girls that they wanted to be with. So I really only had these 4 girls because one of them was my kid and her best friend and the girl that they roomed with, and then this other one from another room. And I texted their parents and I was like, I just want to let you know your child is amazing. They mind their business. They are so polite and respectful. I was like, even if they don't care what's going on in this museum, they walk around and pretend like they do. Like, thank you for doing your job and raising these children right, because we're having some struggles with a lot of other people on this trip. So thank you specifically.
I mean,
yeah,
for the tour guide, though, to pull you aside.
I know. And our bus driver was like, fuck them kids.
Dang.
Like, I know. It was so rough. We had one little girl, I told you this story, I think, that came out and was blaming the housekeeping for stealing her stuff when actually just had her perfume underneath the bathroom counter and just was not looking for it. There were boys making out for money one night after our final activity.
Excuse me?
These girls were showing me snaps of them making out in their hotel room.
Hold on.
I was like, love is love? I don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Ma'am. And posting it on social media.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well,
yeah.
I will give Quinn some more praise because she uses social media very carefully and very nicely, because Shalom actually told me, she was like, she said, oh, Quinn was at the Taylor Swift thing. And I said, oh, I told you that? And she was like, oh, no. We have a snap streak. I said, excuse? And she goes, oh, I know. And I wanted to tell you.
I didn't know that.
I know. It was so cute. So she's like, no, we have a snap streak. She's like, I'll look at it right now. She goes, yeah, we have a snap streak for 10 days. I was like, oh, you do? And she goes,
oh my God.
She goes, well, usually what happens is when someone searches you by name, I forget what she said, searches you by name and wants to add you, it's like probably some weird person from another school that has no business trying to know you. She goes, yeah, but nobody's named Quinn except Quinn. She goes, so I opened it and I replied to her and I was like, is this Quinn? And then Quinn replied, yes, my mom finally let me have Snapchat, so hi. So they snap.
I did.
So they snap each other about their days, and I was like, "Does Quinn use it? Does Quinn use it nice?" And she was like, "Yes." What do you like? She was annoyed that I even asked her, like, "What the mom?" I was like, "Oh, I was just saying." And I was like, "Is Quinn like? Oh my God, our moms are so weird." She goes, "Okay, Mom. First of all, Quinn and I are not thinking about you and her mom. We don't. When we snap each other, it has nothing to do with you. So just." For one moment, think about how the world doesn't revolve around you. She's like, do you know how weird it would be for... What? Oh, I'm going to ask us for dinner. I'm telling Amanda right now how you clowned me so bad when I said...
Yeah, because why would I bring up dinner conversation?
Yeah, when you were like, we literally don't ever talk about you guys, but thanks.
Well, if it makes you feel any better... Lennox talks about you all the time.
Oh.
He had his last baseball game on Wednesday night, and one of the coaches bought all of the boys these really incredible, like, plastic rings, and they're just like encrusted in little crystals, and like it looks like a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
And so he got it, and he was like so pumped, and he was like, I've always wanted a chain, but like I think that this ring is like, I think I can like not have a chain. Like this ring is so amazing. He's like, can you help me make an outfit tomorrow that looks good with my ring? Because I want to wear it to school. And he's like, take a picture of me. Can you send it to Melissa?
What?
I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah. So then like 2 days later, he tells me, he's like, because he has it on, he goes, I'm going to wear this in the spring when Melissa comes so she can see it. And I was like, okay,
wow.
that's really cool.
Well, don't send me the picture because I want to be a surprise.
Then today we're trying to like nail down where the kids would like to go for their Christmas present. And Lennox goes, oh, well, if we go back to New York, then we can see Melissa.
Well, listen.
So
I think you're going to have
think about
a Filipino daughter-in-law, deadass, or... But Lennox might be sprung. I don't know.
He's cracking me up lately. Like he's totally, what did he did something the other day and Chris was like, why are you doing that? And I was like, shut up. He's doing it for the culture. And he's like, what are you even talking about?
We'll take them all. This is, what a sweet little baby. Don't send me the pic though, because I want him to share with me his outfit. And maybe I will adorn him with a chain.
He says he wants a Sonic chain for his birthday.
Not a Sonic chain.
So we might have to make that happen. He the other day, I don't know if you're like, I bet Shira does this. He was telling me all of these things that he wants for his birthday, and they're like $200 sneakers. I said, not when your feet grow every 6 months. I'm not spending $200. I was like, I don't even spend $200 on sneakers for myself. What are you talking about?
Oh,
he's on some other level.
Well, it's because they see a bunch of stuff. No, Shira's whole thing, her birthday's coming up, and she's like, I have an idea for my birthday. And I was like, okay. Normally, you know how I tell you everything that I want? She goes, how about like 7 or 8 of my presents are just a surprise? I was like, I'm sorry, how many? She's like, what? She goes, where you just think of it. And I was like, okay, but how many?
She's like, it's Hanukkah. Yeah. It's 8 days of presents.
And she was like, okay, fine. What about if we just go to Dave & Buster's? I was like, yeah, okay, hold on. Now you want a fucking $700 birthday party? Which is it? Yeah, and like, she'll take my phone and be like, Siri, open Amazon. Oh yeah, Shira's little searches. They're little shoppers now. They're little shoppers, and I don't know.
It's wild.
They're little consumer children, and I have to constantly be like, we don't need more stuff. We don't need more stuff.
I know. He's like, I want the off-white Travis Scott mocha. Yes. And I was like, how do you know about this stuff? But it's YouTube.
Lennox said he wants the off-white. Sir.
He wants the Travis Scott Nike mocha. Who knows?
No. You're not having... Oh, he's... You know what, though? He's about to get all the jobs, and you're going to have a little hype beast in your house. Watch. He's like, Mom, I need this limited edition Eames Lounge. Come on. He is. You know what? And just for that, I'm going to start saving our little weird stuff, because I have little weird Supreme things that have never been worn. And they're just sitting here, and I see them go on eBay for a long time, but now I know I have a person who might be into that type of shit.
Lennox.
Yeah, it's him, your baby hype beast. No, and we should have known, because remember when I therapized you when you sent me the picture of him with the he got his new haircut, yeah. And got the 2 new stripes, and I was like, I know that's right. And then I was like, what about that light bulb moment we had? Yeah, and I said, you do realize that you are living vicariously through your son, but also healing childhood wounds by allowing your baby to have whatever hair he wants. It's true. And you be letting him have some shit. He had that bowl cut, which was crazy for a minute. He's always cute, though.
He's so secure in himself, and I love that so much about him. We were talking about that this weekend, actually, because he was playing video games. He and his little friends, they all get on a little group chat, and then they play their video games together at the same time. And one of the kids goes, hey, Lennox, he's like, your hair is so fire, but it's also so trash.
Excuse?
And I know. And I was in the kitchen and I walked in and I looked at him and I mouthed pause. So he put his friends on mute. And I was like, did your friend just tell you that your new haircut is trash? He was like, yeah. I said, is he teasing, like in a joking fun way that like makes you feel good, or was that mean? And he goes, I mean, I cut my hair for myself and like I like it, so I don't care what he thinks. Aww. And in that moment, I was just like, it just kind of like compounded onto that conversation that we had about, you know, getting to like reparent myself in that way.
Yeah. And
then also raising, because like as a kid, like that comment would have sent me into like a deep dark depression, and the fact that my kid was just like, it's fine, doesn't bother me.
Well, it's so important to instill that like inner confidence and inner fire in them. Like I just assume my kids are the underdogs in this world we live in, and by world we live in I mean in our little town. I just assume my kids are going to be the underdogs, and as a result I have said to them, you know, like if you see a person that nobody's really talking to, if you see a person that seems kind of like a nerd, always be open and always be nice and always invite them, you know, be nice, because, you know, it could be you. And sure enough, like my kids have had a ragtag group of little friends, but it's so important because it's fostering that sense of self that like I don't have to be like you, I don't have to comply, I don't have to fucking conform to the shit you like, even though I did just spend $65 on a Kendra Scott necklace. I don't know if that's happening where you are.
Yeah, we already got that. She got that for Christmas last year.
Oh, Maja just got here, so
yeah, it's a thing. They all have them.
It's a little long ways oval.
Yep. What color did she get?
I got her baby blue.
Cute. Quinn has a mint green one.
Well, Shalom has 3 of them, and I was like, Shalom, why can't you just give her that? And Shalom was like, I can't give her that. And I was like, why? And she goes like, well, first of all, 2 of them are like, you know, they were a gift. And then Maj was like, what, from your boyfriend? Like, really? And Shalom was like, why don't you just shut up? And I was like, okay, hold on. What just happened? And then I was like, wait, he was your boyfriend? Because you had said. She's like, oh my God, I'm not having this conversation. Door slam. Okay. Oh my God. All I was saying is I didn't want to spend the $65. Like, for real. Like, she can just borrow shit.
Right.
So, well, congrats on having, you know, kids that are raised right, because it's hard.
Oh, thank you. I feel really good. Honestly, I feel really good about my kid. I sent her a whole novel on Sunday night as I was sitting in my hotel room, thanking, you know, the Lord above that we were headed home the next day. And I was like, you are amazing. You are smart. I was like, you are funny. You are so kind.
And then she sent you back one blue bubble that said TY. I couldn't even spell it out. Like, yeah, cool. Or a thumbs up emoji. Just like, bye, bitch. Good night, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Imperfect Strangers podcast. This is the part that for some reason is way more challenging than making the podcast itself. It's the part where at the end we say thank you and then tell you where to find us on all the places, because technically we do want you to find us at all the places, but like tell you to go do it, that's a little intense, but we are asking you. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Twitter at Imperfect Strangers. You can follow us on Instagram. That's the one that has a lot of stuff going on. That is the one account on social media that'll tell you when we have live events going on, when we go live on there to discuss an episode, and general, you know, fun announcements and whatnot. That's Imperfect Strangers _podcast on Instagram. We have a TikTok. Good luck finding it. But whatever, you know, we're on social media. Find us. But most importantly, please continue to keep listening to us. And if you like us a lot, you can hit us up on our Patreon account, where you get bonus episodes. You can join a Discord and chat about literally everything under the sun with all of your Imperfect Stranger friends in a really nice community that we built. So check out our Patreon for bonus content. It's great. So again, thank you so much for listening, and come back here next week-ish.